Good. So we're going to think about she yields away from your whole left leg to soften at the rib cage and bring about flexion to the left so that she can be better connected to the right. Yes, exactly. Very good. Thumbs on top. Good job, Linda. Super. And just watch the haunches want to be slightly in against her left side. Right, so send her over to the right and then half halt right. Good. Yeah, get a little bit better reaction from your left leg at the ribcage. Just like almost like a gentle leg yielding. Almost like just think I could throw the hunches towards the outside and then half halt right. Widen out your right hand. Exactly. Good. Good. Walk for a second. So I just want to show you. Do it at the, yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good. So go ahead and do the warm-up that she's used to, and then I just want to work that a little bit in the walk to see if she'll allow you to start to access it. That's right. Good. And squeeze and release on the left side. That's very nice. That's very nice. Almost a little rondelle finky when you send her over to the left so that she doesn't get strong or blocked on that left side. That's it. You want to think, you send her over to the outside right, and then you can lower the outside here. That conversation stays really nice and permeable. Correct. Correct. And then think on riding forward. That's it. That's a good girl. Good. And then just straight and square again. Good. Good. And then change the rein again. Straight and square on that left side. And change the rein with a gentle leg yield away from the left leg. Up and over to the right. Flexion to the left. Yeah, that's a good girl. Just coach her through it. Flexion to the left as you push over to the right. Not a half pass up. A leg yield away from your left side. That's right. Good. And turn a little early. And you're going to leg yield one more time, but I want you to think, lift her up out of her left shoulder and bring that. That's a good girl. And think on forward. Yeah, just coach her through it. Pet her there. That's a very good effort. Good. And in every corner, I want you to think you lift her up out of the left shoulder and you start to think about having the ability to place that left hind leg a little bit more under the center of gravity. Flexion to the left, pick her up out of the left side. Yes. Because it's a little bit two things. She wants to talk you out of allowing for that softening on the left side, and it's through her whole body, right? And of course, it makes sense with the injury. So just a gentle leg yield, exactly. That's inside eyelash. Yeah, see, that's so much better. And take on forward. Correct. Good girl. Super. Do you want to let her have a little warm-up canter? Okay. Okay, perfect. Yeah. Okay. Good. And straight on the left. Everything to the left, I want it to be nice and porous and easy. Yeah, so you could make it easy to straighten her here. And if you take your left hand about an inch over to the left, she just says yes. Correct. So you can almost put her left shoulder in front of the left hind leg. Because to some extent, she overreacts and puts the right hind leg too much over to the left, right? Yes. Good. So take your left hand wide and think move the shoulder over in front of that left hind leg. That's right. So you're kind of having the same conversation to both sides, right? Yes, to make that weakness, that weak point a little bit easier for her. That's it. Good for you. Good for you. And ride a little bit from your left leg here. Correct. That she stays straight and square. That's better, Linda. Really good. There's a softening in the left jaw as well, and a better outside rein. Good job. And straight and square through the corner. Exactly. Good. And then change the rein, and let me just see the canter to the left, please. Good girl. That's fine. We'll address that downward transition in a little bit. Okay. Yeah. Discussion of I'm going to land into the hands. Good. Now, just like you did in trot, lift her up out of that left shoulder and ask for a little bit of, that you could see her inside eyelash. Yeah, and put her up and over, out of the left side into your right side. That's so much better. That's so much better. Because at the end of the day, this isn't going to get better without asking, right? It's like, you know, my hamstrings are super, super tight. And if I don't work on them every single day, they just get worse and worse, right? So take the ass and straight ahead. And a gentle leg yield and lift her up out of the left side and half out right to make her straight and square. Yeah, that she yields left, but she connects right. Yes, that's a good girl. That's a good girl. Very nice. She's a lovely mare, Linda. Super. And drop out your right hand over to the right, and you want to send her over there. Yeah, exactly. Now you're getting better control of that left hind leg. Good job. Good job. And downward transition. You almost throw the hunches out. Yes. Correct. Lift her up out of your left side. Make sure she doesn't pull you over to the left as well. She's going to take you where it's easiest for her. Good job. That's a good girl. And think on forward. Super. Much, much better. Well, that looks much better. Good job. Change the rein again. That just in every corner, just help her a little bit with her balance. Correct. Good, and then straight and square. And now you're going to think about taking your left rein and moving your shoulder over to the left. That's right. And then right over to it. Correct. Correct. Good job. And left shoulder and left shoulder. Correct. Because shoulder forward to this side isn't really as much of your friend as you think. Yes. Good. You want right flexion. You don't want her escaping over your left side. Yes. Very good. That's much, much better. Now she's more channeled. You feel that? Very good. And then downward transition, and she lands up behind leg. She doesn't land into your hands. Good job. Pat her a little break. So I think that might be a productive way of handling it, is to think about when you're going to the right, number one, not so much shoulder forward, because she's starting to get into an evasion. Okay? She's just kind of, she's moving the right hind leg, but she's escaping over your left side. So think about taking your left hand over to try and move her left foreleg in front of that left hind leg to establish, hey, here's the limit of the left side, right? And that's really the job of our position, is to establish the end of our frame and the limits of things, right? So our rein length says this is how long that you're allowed to be, and then our seat and leg says this is how I want you. I want you straight and square. You can't bulge here, you can't lean there, you can't fall here. And so that's how we can help them with our position. So when you have a horse that has a body imbalance, which they all do, right? They're born with them, and then she has had some created for her because of the injury, for sure, you want to think like you're her physical therapist, and you're going to help her get to a point where she's in better balance, right? So this is a lateral balance issue, and she does the same thing to both sides. She just moves and doesn't respect your left side to either direction. So going to the right, you want to do like this, right? So you think, I'm going to take your left foot and I'm going to like in my warm-up work, I break it into pieces because every horse, again, has lateral balance and obedience issues, and then you have your longitudinal balance and obedience issues. I like to address the lateral ones first, because if you make them more even in the contact, then when you start to put your longitudinal balance and obedience half halts in, they're more receptive to it. Whereas if they're strong in the hand or very uneven in the hand and very blocked on one ring but empty on the other one, then you go to your half halts and sometimes they get more resistant. Does this make sense? Yeah. Okay. Super. I'm not sure if it's working better or not. It wasn't following when we were far. It didn't. So I think it's following a little bit better.
It's following now.
It's following now. Okay.
I can't hear a word you're saying.
So we could go back and like be like 4 feet away. Could try that too. All right. So now we're going to go back to trot, and in the scope of the work going forward, regardless of what you're doing, I want you to think, I need to help her on this left side. That's our job as the rider, okay, is to help them with their imbalances and then to help to communicate where it is that we want. So she's already, exactly. So just be careful, that yielding from the right leg, that's not helping you so much to this side. There you go. You want to get her between both legs, exactly. Now widen out your left hand, and especially in the corners, because you feel how she kind of fishtails in the corners, so this going to this direction. I'd be okay with it if it was something you were asking for, but she's just looking, yes, take that left hand over, take her left forehand over. That's right. And now a little half out before the corner, a little slow down, and see if you can keep her from fishtailing. So much better. And then catch her again on that left side. Exactly. You're going to establish that boundary on the left side so much better. You feel that? Now she's what I call straight and square through her body. In the corners is where it's going to show up. You're going to have to help her. Right? So little half out, little slow down from your aids. Keep her straight and square through the corner. So you can do the same thing. Exactly right. And a little slow down in the corner and help her again. But she doesn't fly through the corner and fishtail. Good job. Good, and straight and square again. She's falling into the right side. Yes, get her up and over to the left, and then show her where that boundary is to the left, right? Because the fishtailing behind the tack allows her to fall into the inside shoulder. We don't want that. We want her even in both shoulders. That's right. With the hind legs following in the track of the forelegs. Good job. Change the rein. Straight and square on the straight line. And make it easy. Make the simple thing simple. Good. Now we're going to help her stay up and out of that left side. So it's still left side acceptance. Pick her up. Think almost like a little indirect rein on the left snaffle for one stride, especially in the corner. So you say there's no place for you to lean and fall on that left side anymore. Yes. And now think like, okay, you want to fishtail them, fishtail to this side. But you're going to have to pick her up on the left. You can't fall down to the left with you either. Yeah. Good. That little leg yielding. Thinking, get the hind legs over towards me. Good. Yes. Better. Take the next quarter line. Yeah. Up and out of the left shoulder. Correct. Very good. On the next quarter line, you're going to think I'm crazy. Now I want you to ride haunches in, but almost 4 tracks. Really get those haunches over. It's all good. Take her, yeah, coach her through it. That's right. Bend her around your left side. Good. Now yield her up and out of the left side to put her over to the right. Bend left, flexion left, push her over to the right. Yeah, I know. Good girl. Good girl. We jumped right into the water side, sweetheart. Sorry. Good job. And quarter line again. Lift her up out of in the corners. You lift her up out of your left side. Exactly. Which also means that you have to be aware if she's pulling you down to the left. That's right. Coach her through it. Correct. Supple, supple in the hands. Think her forward. Push forward to your hands. Atta girl. Push forward to your hands. Not too much curve on the right side. Good job. Now yield her up and out of that left side. Push over to the right. Yes, and pick her up out of the left side, and pick yourself up out of that left side. That's a girl. Good, and thumbs on top. Exactly right. Showing her how to be straight and square through her body. All good, and wherever those haunches are, it's because that's where you want them. And if you, yes, yes, and then yield her up and out of that left side. Flexion easy with the hands, get her more at your legs. And yield her out of your left leg, over to the right. Correct. Very good. Yeah, that she accepts her half up. Move her over to the right. Yeah, left hand stays popping out the withers. It can't fall down. Yeah, now gentle leg yield over towards me. Half up right. And think on forward. That a girl. And think on forward. That a girl. That was super control of that left hind leg. Well done. You feel that now? Now it starts to be more under your seat bone. That's what you want. Again, you are her physical therapist here. Good. And think in the corners here, that little slow down and move the left hind leg under your left seat bone. Show her how to. That's it. Very good. Very, very good. And then change the rein again. Yeah, even in both reins. Good. And almost walk. Balance at the hind legs. Wiggle, wiggle over here. Yeah, she's not allowed to get strong. Super, and then swing forward again. Correct. Pushing forward to your hands. Take the quarter line. Good. Keep her at your seat. Your seat is going to communicate how much energy can go forward to the hands. She's not, yes. Get the shoulder over to the left. Not so much hunches. Yeah, pay attention. Control and think on forward. Think on forward. Take the shoulder over to the left. It's too much hunches. Yeah, left hand over to the left. That's right. And then bring about right flexion. Yeah, so you kind of have to reverse your way of thinking and almost walk there. Bring her back into balance. That's your longitudinal balance. She loses her balance and she wants to fall into your hands, right? Turn, quarter line, right? But you have to be the keeper of that balance. Yes. Very good. Shoulder first, shoulder towards me, and the little leg low. But shoulder stays first. Yeah, think of the shoulder to the left. Yeah, I know. Just coach her through it. It's no big deal. Yeah, exactly right. And pat her. Yeah, this is, especially with the girls, we have to make it clear they don't like to make mistakes. Take the quarter line again. Widen out your left hand. Really take time. I know it's a leg yield. I know you know how to do a leg yield, but I want you to concentrate on her posture. No, you're leading with the hunches already. Yeah, no. Come back, yield her off of the left side. Come back towards the quarter line. Sorry. Yes. And now start with the shoulder first, not the hunches. Shoulder to the left. And then the whole body moves. Yes. That's right. That's right. Very good. Walk for a second. No, trot. Sorry, we can't do that transition. Trot again. Sorry. Because it's the consistency, right? And it's having higher expectations of what she can do. Now close your leg up to the bit and tell her not to go lower. Yes, and wiggle, wiggle in the hands. Exactly. Because we have to, in order to be fair to our horses, we have to communicate the same way all the time. So if I'm riding a downward transition from trot to walk, I already know you know how to do trot to walk. She knows how to do trot to walk. It's not getting the transition, it's how you get it so that it turns into productive work for later, because that turns into your half loop. That later turns into your piaffe massage transition, and it all starts from trot walk. So if you allow her to do a pretty transition where she lands into your hands, then when work gets harder, she's going to think her hands, your hands are there to support her, and because you told her from the beginning in that trot walk transition that it was okay. Right? So it's up to us as the rider in the very, very basic work to communicate, no, this is my expectation. I know you can do it. I'm going to help you do it as best as I can. Okay? Very good. So she throws a little bit at you from both sides, right? So we have some lateral balance issues that we need to address for sure on that left side. The good news is that you have to ride the left side to both directions at this moment. Okay, so again, this posture when you're going to the right, I call it like a pseudo shoulder 4. If you only looked at her legs, it looks like it would be productive. But if you look at the rest of her body, she's out with the outside hind leg, she's down in the inside shoulder. That's not shoulder 4, that's an evasion over your outside aids. So I want you to make those left aids, that she's a bit more accepting and obedient to them, and she's standing up and she's perpendicular to the ground to them to both directions, okay? And that that's going to allow you to get better control of the left hind leg, because she was starting to let you into that left hind leg pretty easily as soon as you made it clear that this was no longer an option. So that needs, again, to be a daily thing. She showed you, or she showed me, that it's quite possible. Because the minute you changed her balance from here to here, she said, oh, you want my left hind leg there? I can do that. So that means you have to consistently make that a focus, okay? Go great. And then, let's see, tell me, what would you like to work on next? I'm a little bit, I like to boil things down to at the beginning to basic things, because basic things are... Well, and you know what? That's what fixes everything. You know, I always say, people will send me a horse and they want me to fix the piaffe massage. And thankfully, they're not there usually for the first weeks because they don't see me just doing trot, walk, trot, walk, trot, walk. But when they get the horse back, the piaffe massage is fixed, right? It's those basic daily components, but that means that we have to be super clear in communication, super clear with our expectations, compassionate in the way that we explain it, but super, super clear. If I want 2 pounds in my hand because that's a nice weight for both of us, you know, for me, the weight in the hands, number one, you have to be able to talk to their hind legs, which means you have to have weight in your hands, but it can't be so much that you can't talk to their hind legs, right? With her, it looks like she might get strong sometimes, but it's a balance issue, right? She just gets a little bit too long, she gets a little bit too down, and she lands into her hands. Well, that's, sorry, I'm going to look for a nicer way to say it than I'll just say it. That's your fault. Because it is always our fault, right? But it's your fault specifically only because what is the way that we balance the horse? What part of our body balances the horse? Should be your seat. How did you allow her to do those transitions to walk? Was she at your seat?
I think that it's like the last second
Yes. But so then and she's going to do that because it's the easiest way for her to accomplish a task. So then it's up to you to repeat it and say, no. She gave you really good feedback. She said, I'm going to come to a transition, I'm going to go here. So then if I'm her rider, I then do 10 transitions to say, you know what, I know you want to go here. I'm actually going to lift you up for a couple of times in a row to say, that's off the table. You can't do that. All right, so I'd like to go back to trot and just do some transitions. First, trot, walk, but it's first step of the upward transition is from the hind legs. Last step of the downward transition is on the hind legs. I don't want to see a change in her posture. I don't want to see a change in the height of the ears. Okay? Because at the end of the day, you know, every morning we say we want to go riding. I don't think the horses wake up and say, I want to go riding, right? But they're kind of enough to allow us to do it. So we have to be compassionate but consistent. Good. Yeah, that's a nice ring. Now just widen out your left hand and keep track of those hind legs. No fishtailing to the side. Straighten that left shoulder. Correct. Good. Transition to walk, but take your time. Better already. Shorten up the snaffle range. Straight on that left side. Take your time. So at this moment, because we're not in the show ring, I don't care if it takes 10 strides to organize it. I want to see it well organized. And then when you're consistent about it, guess what? You can organize it so it happens in 2 strides, right? But first, make it happen well. That's right. Take the left forehand in front of that left hind leg. She's escaping over your left side. That's it. Correct. And make sure she doesn't pull you down to the inside in the turn. Good. Transition to walk. Yes. And she's got those big, beautiful ears out in front of you, and they're going to tell you a story. That's right. Straight on that left side. Make it porous. Good. Now she puts her haunches against you. Exactly. Control of those haunches is really control of the horse. Super. First step hind legs. Very good. Widen out your left hand. Atta girl, Linda. Well done. And right up and up. Now she's nice and channeled. Very good. And again, of course, the corners are going to be harder, so you might have to help her a little bit more. It might be a little slow down. Yes. Oh, we did a little fishtail just there at the end. Take the left forehand in front of that left hind leg. Get her foot. Yeah, get the left hind leg or the left foreleg over. Think on forward, think on forward, think on forward. That a girl. Now transition to walk. Super. Now you have engagement and acceptance of your aids in the downward transition, right? So now we're going to go back to trot, and we're just going to do your half halts, which means half of that downward transition. You ride it the exact same way. If it needs to take 10 strides to organize it, I don't care. I don't want to see a change in her posture. Concentrate on this left side. That doesn't go away, even though I'm harping on something else right now. That's it. That has to just become a given. Good. Now think almost walk, and then swing forward again. Posture doesn't change. That a girl. Hands out in front of you. Almost walk. Hands out in front of you, so your reins can be a little shorter. That's going to make you a faster communicator. Good. And then swing forward with her again. Really, really good. Now we're thinking about using her body like an accordion. We could go bigger and we could go smaller. 90 is good right flexion, but without letting her fall into that right side and swing out with that. Outside leg. That's right. And almost walk. Not a girl. Balance back at your seat. Da, 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 da. Yes, and then forward again. Good job. So the minute she gets out of balance or a little bit more in your hands, balance her back. Almost walk. And then swing forward again. Correct. Exactly right. Well done in the downward transition. So I want you to have this running conversation with her that you tell her, don't worry, sweetheart, I'm helping you with the balance. I'm not going to let you fall out of balance. Good job. Go ahead and change the rein. Very good. Balance her back at your seat again. Hands out in front of you. Good. And allow her to swing forward to the hands. A little bit more. Yeah, the girl. Super. And almost walk. Correct. And then forward again. What a good girl. And lifting her up out of that left side. And right side. Correct. And exactly. Help her through the corner. Lift her up out of the inside. Put her over to the outside. Very good. And swing forward again. Super. Reins a little bit shorter. Hands out in front of you. And bring her back again. Yeah. Almost walk. Yeah. Truly walk. Truly walk. Yes. Good. That she actually read my mind. That's a teachable moment. So if the half halt doesn't work, you do a transition right now, a full transition. Okay. So part of the other thing is too, when you let your reins get too long for too long, guess what's going to happen? She's going to go on her forehand. She's going to lose her balance because you've given her the space to do so. Right. The reins too long. When she gets too long, it's in some ways it's a compliment because she's telling you that she trusts your hands. Okay, so that's a great thing. But that brings a high level of responsibility for the rider to make sure that the reins don't get too long, that she doesn't lose her balance, right? It also makes us too slow to feel when this is happening and too slow in the correction. So it's not just that it looks prettier that we have to shorten the reins. It does. It's because it makes us a better communicator. Good, shorten the walk just a touch here. Just think if I sit up taller, yes, what a good girl. And transition to trot, and the first step is from the hind legs. So if you tune into these simple things, Linda, the horses are really good communicators. And then we can fix the simple things when they're truly simple. Really good. Pick her up out of that left side in the corner. Pick yourself up out of your left side in the corner. Says, yes. And it's very slight. I'm being a pain in the butt, but that's what I'm good at. Good. Shorten up the reins. Super. And yield her slightly off the left side over to the right. Pick her up out of that left shoulder. Yeah, there you got that left hind leg. Very good. So part of it is, I know she's got a history there, but part of it is, like most horses, she wants to be stiff on the left side, which is going to make the communication with the left hind leg not the same. Very nice. And do you have a half halt? Are your reins short enough? Good. And then forward again. And yield her out of that left side. Very nice. Super. And a little half halt. She's getting too long. Yes, and it's about the hind legs. Yes, that frame doesn't get exactly. Bring her up there. Yes, you show her where the height of the pole is. Down the next long side shoulder in. Correct. And the minute she starts to lose her balance, you help her from your seat and ride those gears up. Yeah, and shorten up the reins just a touch. Good. Circle here. Help her in the balance of the turn. Lift her up out of that left side. You got it. You got it. Good for you. Help her again in the turn. Watch that your reins don't get too long. Hands a little bit more out in front. front of you. Help her in the balance. You step a little bit to the outside so she feels your left leg better. There you go. Shoulder in, out of the circle. Shoulder to the left, and pick her up out of the left shoulder. Don't pull her down to the left. Pick her up out of the left side. Yeah, more shoulder left. That's right. That's right. Good. Start with a circle at F. Very good. And this balance. So now we're starting to put all the pieces together, right? So yes, pick her up out of that left side. Put her over to the right. Show her where that boundary is on the left side. Good for you. Now allow her shoulder to come to the left and keep that left hind leg at the track from your left leg and almost walk. She makes herself too long there. Almost walk. Yeah. See, I would have done the same thing. Good for you. And circle again. And again, this is going to get better, not necessarily just because you did it one time properly. It's going to be the repetition and the repetition to let her know, this is my expectation. I know you can do it. I'm going to explain it to you. Shoulder to the left, push up and over to the right. Keep her at your seat there. That's a girl. And a little swing forward again. Tiniest bit more angle. That's right. Really good. And a little half over, almost walk. And truly walk, truly walk, truly walk. Yes, you can. Both for you. And walk for a second, because I'm going to give your seat one more job. So it's not just the balance and agent, it's also the keeper of the tempo, right? And the tempo is also your job. It's not her job to volunteer it. And she's got a lot of different temps in there, right? And again, because she loses her balance sometimes, she makes herself bigger, she makes herself quicker. Your seat has to be quicker to catch it and say, no. Actually, I'm going to have this little metronome. And I'm going to set the metronome, and this is the speed that we're going, and it's very purposeful, the speed. And the minute she tries to change it, whether it be faster or slower, your seat is there to say, no, that's not what I want, right? And then when you're consistent with that, then your seat becomes very good at kind of like turning up the radio, turning up the volume, or turning down the volume, right? You just click it in. Right now, she has to understand, here's where you stay with me. It's no longer your job anymore to think that you have control of the tempo. I'm taking control of that, okay? Very good. Let's go to the right. Now look at what that left hind leg did in the turn. Well done. Super control of it. And now going to the right. Good for you. You caught it. Going to the right, you got to think about riding the outside of her body. Yeah, ride that to that outside rein. Make her straight on that outside rein. You can even use a little bit outside leg. She understands that there's a wall there. Just watch that your reins aren't getting too long and those lovely ears aren't getting too low. And then you can allow her to walk. Just because the ears are up doesn't mean that she gets smaller or tense in the walk. Yeah, and if she needs a little leg yield there, you can do that to bring about relaxation. Correct. Because a shorter frame doesn't mean a stronger frame either. That's right. And of course, the walk is where you have to have the most feeling with these things, right? Because we don't have impulsion in the walk. Correct. Correct. So oftentimes, the weight of the reins for me is different in the walk, right? You have to, especially, she's a sensitive girl, it looks like, so you're not necessarily going to have the same contact. You want to think, what's the most productive contact? So that's nice for a medium walk there. The legs would make a collective walk, but the frame makes it more towards medium because it's a little bit too low. Correct. Good. Sitting up nice and tall. Good. Now you can think on a little bit shoulder forward because actually she's doing good. Okay. Just be careful that she doesn't turn it into that evasion. That's right. Because that's a way to keep the walk relaxed, is to think on that gentle leg yielding. Super. And then shorten up the reins, and we're going to go to trot. And a little shoulder forward, a little bit. Still thinking that the left shoulder's over to the left though. That's fine, no problem. Thank you. We always love the out steps. She's just looking to be a volunteer. At this moment, it doesn't matter. We're not in the show ring. You're just going to explain it to her. Say thank you. Good. That's right. And that's why teach her in the walk that one leg can be on. Okay. And I know that I don't want to confuse you. I still want you to maintain the same straight and square posture, But you can yield her over and yield her whole body over so that the left front is still in front of the left hind leg. Does that make sense? So you don't want to think about walking her with zero leg because she's got a little bit of tension here on the walk. All right, when you're ready, we're going to go to trot. Yield her slightly, take the whole body over, but the shoulder leads, not the haunches. That's right. That she takes a bit of a breath and allows you to prepare the transition. Atta girl. Straight up and over to that left side. Shorten up the reins, hands out in front of you. Good. Very good. And almost walk. Ride those ears up. Shorten up the snaffle. Yeah. And trot back. Ears up. More snaffle later. Good. And then the next long side, we're going to start with a small circle, and we're going to go shoulder in out of the small circle. Very good. Left side to the corner. I have to say, on the straight line, you have her tracking absolutely straight, so just concentrate a bit in the corners. It makes sense. That's where she needs more help. Yes, left side, left side. Yes, your right hand stays up next to your left one. It doesn't fall down. Good job. And allowing her to swing forward. But if she loses her balance, you just think, I can bring her back to your seat and ride the withers up. Now swing a little bit forward here and shoulder in. Correct. Reins are shorter to help her keep her balance. That's right. And ride as forward as you can without her going down in the withers and down in the shoulders. That's right. And almost walk there. Bring the hind leg under. Wiggle, wiggle in your hands. Yes. Tell her that's not an acceptable weight in the hand. Shorten up the snaffle. And then swing forward again with her. Yeah. Yeah, exactly right. Correct. Little little bump up from your left rein. Yes, that she's not too happy hanging into you. Good, and think on forward. All good. You're doing a great job, Mama. That's right. And think on forward from both legs. Come, come, come. Atta girl. Atta girl. Super. And take the center line. And we're just going to do a little baby half pass. Okay, she stays in balance. She bends around your right side. You put the shoulder towards me. Up in the bending. Riding forward to your hands. And now think on forward. Ride forward to your hands. Shoulder to the right. That's right. It's all good. Now yield her back to the center line. Take the right snaffle. Not too much curve. Bend right. Go, 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 go. All good. Bend right. Push over to the left. It's all good. Just explain it to her. I know. I just rocked her world. She's like, half pass is about getting to the wall. Good. Turn to the right. Do that again. Shorten up the snaffle. Bend her around your right leg. Not too much curve. The curve is not always your friend on a horse like her, okay? We need uphill balance. She has to get off of your hands. That's it. Little quicker hands. That's right. Good. And think on forward. Super. And then yield her back over towards me. Flexion to the right. Push over to the left with the shoulder leads. Think on forward. Think on forward. Not too much side twist. Think on forward. Yes. How big can you make that trot within the side twist? Yeah. Very good, Linda. Very good. And turn in a couple of strides a half toss again. Ears up. Correct. That's all good, baby girl. Super. Ears up and think on forward. Think medium trot. Come, come, come. Allow in the sideways. You can ask for more tempo. That's right. All good. Correct. Snaffle, not curve. Yes. Suppleness and bending come from the snaffle, so make sure that you're shortening that snaffle. I know, baby. It's all good. That's it. Go straight ahead. Elbows in. Super. That's a very pretty trot now. You feel that? Now you're going to yield her away from the right side. Yes, yield her away from the right side. Establish flexion and bending to the outside. Yes, thinking on forward, think on forward, think on forward, think on forward. Yield her towards the quarter line. In forward, in forward, in forward. You're doing great. Yeah, come off the wall. That's right. That's right, straight ahead. So the side raise gives you the opportunity to ride her more forward, and she's not going to fall as much out of balance because she's at your leg, right? This is actually why we're doing it. Think on forward, flexion and bending to the right. Forward, forward, forward. Yes. Yes, so super good girl. And then a couple of steps, half pass back. Bending to the right, bender to the right, and half pass back. Forward, forward, forward. That's right. There you go. You want to get a little bit better connection through her body, specifically in the low back. That's right. Yield her towards the quarter line, shorten up the reins. Snaffle, think on forward, push forward to your hands. That's right, think on forward, show her that you can. That's right, now shoulder to the right. And half pass back to the, yes. Shoulder to the right and half pass back to the wall. All good. Yield her off to the right leg. Yield her off to the right leg, right, outside leg. Come to, yes. I know, and just explain it to her, it's all good. Correct. You're doing great. That's it. Super. And honestly, just to be clear, this is not so much half pass work as it is circling work, okay? That's a girl. And then a little half pass back, just explain it to her. And think on forward, and think on trot, and think on trot. Very good. And now just trot straight on. That's a girl. So we want to teach her that she can stay at your seat and leg more, right? That's going to help you maintain that balance. Now you feel that trot? Yes, so walk for a second. Because that trot is your creation, okay? There's going to be mistakes in this work. Again, it's not half pass for the test, obviously, right? This is half pass work for suckling, because actually, in and of itself, half pass work should improve the quality of the trots, okay? That's why it's not for the short period of time. If you're not showing, I want you to think about you no longer have a destination, okay? What it is we want to build upon acceptance of the leg and acceptance of the contact, so that she uses her whole top line. She holds her back, her behind the saddle, right? We want to get that a little bit looser. And that's why you get this big trot, but it gets out of balance because her top line's not really holding herself. Or she does this little kind of mincy trot, right? We want to kind of establish third gear. You have first or fifth. We want to put third gear in, but that's going to come from her getting better use of her top line. Does that make sense? Good. Give her a little walk quick, then we're going to go to the right. Or no, we're going to keep going actually to this side, because we were half passing to the right. We're going to half pass to the left. I know, I get confused too. I did that to Debbie earlier.
Yes. It's like, did we go this way? No, yes,
gonna go
whatever, turn,
Yeah, we're gonna
whatever.
go.
Keep on, just keep on going.
Very, very good. Very good. She's lovely.
She is. She's
She's
beautiful.
really lovely.
She's really a nice horse.
Really, really nice. But, you know, she's a seat and leg kind of girl, okay? Because she's got power, okay? But she needs your seat and leg to be quite effective to help her with the balance of that power. And so I would be doing so many little transitions and little bit of a leg yielding tendency. You're going to have to be careful in the short term until you both kind of have a little reset. You're going to have to be careful about the way you leg yield her off of the right side, that you just take time that the left foreleg is over and almost like leading and not the haunches, okay, so that it's effective. And then the left side, you don't even have to think about it, just yield the whole left side of her body. But that yielding is going to make her trust your leg, and the way that I think of it is then she stays at your leg, so that if she turns on the power, you can just close a little bit that leg and almost think about a shoulder four, and she comes back into balance without it even being obvious to people on the ground, okay? These little powerhouses, they make us really ride from our seat leg. I mean, that's what we're supposed to do anyway, but they aren't as forgiving for how much you have in your system. Yes. You are so good. And you don't, Rome wasn't built in a day, right? So you don't have to drill at it, but I would start to incorporate this in my work, that, I can get that more of a supple connection over the top line to build strength. I mean, she had time off, so of course she doesn't have the strength over her top line. But that's how you're going to get her to balance herself better, that you can turn up the tempo without her immediately looking for your hand for support. Good girl. Yes, you are. I just want to do a little bit of that same work to the left if you think it's not too much for her. And say I'm done for the day. Well, and you know, the thing is that you're having to explain to her a different way to use her body, right? So it's unrealistic to think that it's just, no horse says immediately like, oh wow, that's difficult, but I'll do that, absolutely. So you do want to think about being compassionate, right? Because part of what we're doing, and yielding there, so that you don't take your leg off when she does that. That's the important thing. So think about sideways. And yielding off the left side is very straightforward. It's up and out of that left side. Correct. Very good. But my point being that it will get better. A lot of what we're dealing with is tight muscles. And it's muscles that are tense, but they're not strong, right? So we want to be able to stretch them out so that we're building a supple strength. That takes time and repetition, but it doesn't get better by not doing. Good. That's a good girl. That's a good girl. Just a little gentle leg lift here. Correct. That she trusts your leg. She understands that she can stay at your leg, and she can bring about a softening on that left side because of your left leg. That's a super good girl. And the reins could be a little shorter without changing the feeling in your hands. You don't want any more weight. Close your left leg, and that can mean calf all the way up and into your glutes. But you open up the little door on the right side to say, no, there's a place for you to go, baby. That's right. And as you're explaining this to her, like, you might have to overly soften the right side for a minute and say, there's a door there. And then very quickly that door can just turn into like a little cracked window that she knows she has a place to go, but it's not a big opening. Good. And you can do that to this side because she respects your right side right now, right? If she starts to run over the right side the way that she runs over the left, you have to close that door a bit more. Good. When you're ready, let's go to trot. And it's first step hind leg shoulder off of that left side. That's a good girl. Super well prepared. Good. And just know the next stride could be shoulder in. The next stride could be a 10-meter circle. She's up and out of your left side. Shoulders back. Really nice and tall, your upper body. Good. And she's bending around your left leg. And the shoulder. Yes. Look at that. Very good. A little flexion to the left. And that happens from your left leg. The left hand just kind of shows her the boundary. It's the leg that is what makes her bend. Exactly. That's a very nice trot. Circle one time down there, and then you're going to take the center line. Yeah, you bring her at your left leg. Oh, okay, fine. Bend her around your left leg. Yeah, that's all good. Good. Super. Good. Yield her over towards me. Why not? Yes. Increase a little tempo, but flexion to the left, but allow her forward. Flexion to the left, but allow her forward. Super Lindbaum. Very nice. And take the center line. And you're going to lift her up out of that left side, sitting up nice and tall. Bend her around your left leg for the turn. Get into your corner. Close a little bit your upper thigh if you have to. And a little half pass, and you're only going as sideways as many strides as she's supple on that left side. Very good. Very good. Now yield her up and out of that left side, back to the center line. Take your time and explain it to her. That's right. This left leg says, stay here with me. Bend left foot, push over to the right. Bend left foot, push over to the right. That's a very good girl. And turn left. And bend left and keep her at your left leg. And it's calf all the way up into your glutes. And you say, you stay here with me. Good. And then half pass to the left again. Shoulder to the left. Super. Pushing forward to your hands, not pulling back. You're at your seat and like, lovely. Push forward to your hands. Correct. Yield her to the left. Come back towards me. Think on forward. Push forward to your hands. Yes. How much tempo can you get? Super good girl. Really, really good. And walk and pet her out of this little shoulder fore tendency. And pet her. Very good. You felt that? That was great. Now, was that supposed to be the difficult side? Oh, wow. Well, that was pretty sweet, huh?
Very good.
Really good. And then when she gives you that effort, you just say, very good, we don't have to drill at it. That was awesome. But it really comes from the acceptance of that left leg, okay? Catch your breath. I know we did a lot of trout work, but I think it's pretty much enough for her. She gave such a good effort.
Save some horse for tomorrow.
Yeah. What's that?
Save some horse for tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I just think that this is the important work for her. And honestly, there will be days she'll be doing the exact same thing in canter, right? It's the same stuff. It's establishing these boundaries, left, right, back, front, right? And just having that running conversation so that you can help her better, right? I really want you to tune into the feedback that she's giving you so that you can ride her better. So you want to say, okay, this is a comfortable weight for both of us. Like that trot at the end looks very comfortable for both of you. When she changes that, you need to help her to say, no, you're losing your balance either laterally or longitudinally. I'm here to help you find your way out of that. Okay? Super good work. Very, very good. She is lovely.
She is.
Really, really, but that work at the end, you had the right amount of balance with power, with like scope of movement.
That's probably the first time I've done that.
Super. Wow. Really, really good. All right. Awesome sauce.